Okay, welcome back, everyone. Wanted to give everyone just a quick summary of everything we've done on the server leading up to Scorched Earth coming out. I obviously haven't recorded anything from my perspective yet because I just wasn't doing that yet. Just kind of getting back started into recording and streaming. Um, so all of this, all the clips you're going to see is going to be from Spoopi's streams and YouTube channel with her permission, and I will credit her on everything down below and link to her videos. And please, you know, subscribe to her, on her Twitch channel and her YouTube channel. She's great. She's a phenomenal streamer. Appreciate everything she's done, for me. So we're not really gonna hear a lot of video or audio from her stream and stuff. I'm gonna try to talk over and explain what we're doing, what's going on, so that way you can kind of see, what we've covered. We with each of the different bosses, we hit all of the dungeons, all the caves to get all the artifacts. We collected all the things we needed for each of the fights. Now, on all of the fights, um, the tames are all mine. I did basically all of the breeding for the brood mother, for the Megapithecus, and for the dragon and overseer. Um, and so you'll see that all the Megatheriums and Theries and Rexes are mine for the most part. I think they did bring in. I think the War Pig we use is primarily hers. The Yudi, she and I kind of teamed up together to tame the Yudi and breed those out. So those it's a combination of the two of us on that. Some of the people in our group have not done any of these boss fights, so it's new for them. Spoopy and I both have done uh, these fights quite a bit over the years. So we're more familiar with this. And you'll Throttle is been here before, so he's familiar as well. So we kind of lead the charge and help Mama Spoopy and Widow and some of the others that are here. Now, poor Widow doesn't get on her tame right away, and she doesn't end up making it uh, through the first fight. Um, but we went back later and redid it again for her, so she gets credit. So we're kind of helping those that didn't make it to these fights get caught back up uh, when they're ready. So let's watch a little bit of the first fight here, and so we're just prepping the war pig, make sure it's got enough meat to get ready. Um, and so I'm going to move forward a little bit to where we get started in the fight. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to pause it here while we finish this, and I'm going to skip to the alpha fight. Okay, so here we are into the alpha broodmother fight, and we jump in, and this one obviously was a little bit harder. We got everything healed back up. The fights were going, and this is the one where my Yudi almost died. And there's poor Widow running. She didn't get on her tame fast enough, and she ends up biting it. Spider came and got her. She's trying to stay away from him, and we just could not protect her. So unfortunately, she didn't make it, but we did get her through on another round of it a little bit later. So yeah, so there's me on the Yudi. Yeah, and Spoopi's making sure to point out that we're just eating the shit out of that spooter cooch. So, but this was a good fight, good entry into letting everyone see what was going. Yeah, that was where Widow didn't. She just got eaten by one of the spiders. So I'm gonna pause this till we get closer to the end, so you guys can see the finish of it, and then we'll move on to the next one. All right, here we are, right at the end, and we downed her. So Spoopy jumps over and grabs the trophy and the element to make sure we don't lose it, and we finish off. So I will bring you back in for some of our shenanigans with uh, the caves for the Megapithecus fight, and then finally the Megapithecus fight itself. So we'll be right back. All right, so here we're in the first cave um, for the Megapithecus fight. So we're on berries that we had bred up, and so yeah, you see me right there in front of her, and we're over on the carnivore island, getting ready to head down. So um, I'll skip ahead till we get towards the um, to the next part of the getting the artifact. Now, so we're still finishing up this cave, and I somehow died, and I have no idea what happened. So I don't know if I somehow slipped through the mesh, but there's no reason why I should have died on this one. I wasn't low on health. I may have had rabies, but I had antidotes. Um, so I have no idea. But a couple of us died really strangely. Could have been just a glitch in the cave. I have no idea. So um, anyway, but we end up finishing this and get the artifact. So let me speed up to where we get the artifact here. Okay. Okay. So we're right at the point where we're fighting the last few things, and we each take turns grabbing the artifact, um, and so then we'll move on to the next cave, and I'll bring you back for that in just a minute. Okay. So this was a cave that was a real pain in the ass. This is the brute cave, or maybe not the brute cave. Maybe, yeah, no, it is. I think it is the brute one. We went in, and there was so much overspawn on the megalodons that we killed 30 or 40 megalodons with alphas, and still could not. There was still another 50 back around the corner. There was just no way. And we've done this cave at least twice trying to clear it out, and it's impossible without having an army of megalodons. Here's where it gets started, and you can see how many there are coming, and it was brutal. And so we ended up we ended up having to do a dino wipe to get to the artifact. There's no way anybody could kill that many mechs. I mean, you can see right now how bad it was. I mean, almost everybody died and lost tames, and we don't like to cheat that way. But it was impossible. there were so much overspawn of Megs in there. It was impossible to do. So we finally ended up getting the artifact. So let me skip forward to that. Okay, so we finally had got everything killed, uh, getting back to our bodies and getting to the artifact. We actually had a hard time finding the artifact. It was not very visible, and it was more hidden than we had ever seen before. So she finally finds it right there, and so then we let it respawn, so we can have multiple ones of it. But it was just ridiculous how hard that dungeon was, or that cave was. So I'll skip forward to the next one. Okay, so now we're on to the next cave, going through. Oops. So we're working our way through the cave, um, and this one was a much easier cave to get the final artifact. We, this was not a hard one at all. Um, it was different with ASA than ASE, but this one wasn't bad at all on our berries. So I will skip forward to when we actually get the artifact. Okay, so we're right at we finished basically finished the cave. We're getting ready to grab the explorer note, or we grabbed the explorer note. We're getting ready to grab the artifact. So we got to grapple up to where the the actual artifact is, and so we're you can see me falling trying to find the opening for it. And so I finally find it. So throttle, and everybody finally follows in. And there's Mama and Widow. Okay, so we get to the end of the run here. Grab there, and there's our little screenshot. And, and she's trying to do emotes with everybody. And so yeah, so we grab the artifact, and so I will jump forward to the Megapithecus fight. All right, so here we're heading in, and Throttle brings a raptor named OK, um, instead of riding one of the Rexes. So we send him off to go bring the Alpha Megapithecus to us, while I'm on the Udi again. Uh, Spoopi is on the War Pig, and so we're trying to get turned around. We've warned everybody not to get too close to the right hand side because there's a drop off. Um, because why make it easy for people to go in and fight the Megapithecus? Um, so he's he's running so fast at us. So he comes in, and we get into this fight. Oop, I forgot to go back to full screen. I apologize. Um, so yeah, you can see Throttle in the background on the Raptor going after the little little monkeys. We are going after the boss, and but yeah, this is, I mean, anyone who's done this knows that the Megapithecus fight itself is probably the easiest, and but the caves get to it are kind of a pain. So yeah, we breezed through this. Now I think if I remember correctly, we did lose one Rex, got pushed um, off the side in that little hole over there. So I think we did end up losing one, but it wasn't bad. I mean that's fine. I'm working on a new Rex line anyway for Scorched Earth, because I had I just wanted to do a little bit better job of the mutations. These had, if I remember correctly, two melee mutations, no extra health mutations, um, but we had excellent saddles. We had found some blueprints, and I had just farmed the heck out of all the supplies we needed and got what we needed for some nice 325 plus saddles. And so we get done with this fight. We're headed in. We're going to do a quick picture with everybody. We kind of kept forgetting to do that, and this picture is hilarious. Um, Mama's getting stuck trying to get down off of her Rex. So she finally comes down, and so we go over here. I'm in my winter hoodie or hat and sweater. Uh, Throttles on his Raptor. So yeah, there's our. It's we're just laughing about the picture because that's just hilarious. So all right, so now I'm gonna head over to the fun dragon caves, which were, you know, if you've done those, those are definitely can be tough. But we had a good time on those, so let me head over to those. Okay, so now we're into the swamp cave. We've got our masks, our, so that way we don't suffer from the poison. So we Spoopi's got um, a frog. Um, I can't remember. I did think I did bring a frog. Yeah, I did have one. Um, so we get into this cave and get the artifact. So let me get to the next part here. Okay, so we get to the artifact. We all grab it, and we head into the next cave. So I happen to have a 145 Tuso that I had tamed and leveled up. Had a decent saddle on it, but again, we head into the water cave, and this one wasn't as bad as Brute, but it was still very overspawn, and it took a lot of work to get this cleaned out. I lose the Tuso pretty quick. We got swarmed by donkeys and megs and God knows what else. So I end up losing it pretty quick, and several of us die, and we have to go back in. But we do get it cleared out. We had some more tames and go in. So you can see me on the Tuso, and and Mama's complaining she's afraid I'm going to ink her. So this is where I get stunned, and we get. I mean, you can see that pile of Megs and donkeys, and I get swarmed and die quickly. So it was a mess, but we do get it cleared out. We didn't have to dino wipe everything to get through this one. We did get them cleared out and killed, for the most part. Spoopy and I end up just speed running through to get to the back and avoid some of what was left, but it wasn't too bad. So let me get to where we find the artifact. Okay, so here's Spoopi grabs the artifact, and I'm behind her, catching up. Um, After we'd pretty much cleared everything out, there's like I said, a few things left, um, but we get the artifact, and then we head into the next cave. All right, so we're heading into the snow to get the other two artifacts that we need. This one is the one that you have to do on foot. Um, Now, I'll point out because I pointed out in the video while she was streaming, she they hadn't seen that silica pearls are here on the ground in this snow, and it looks like a Perlovia, but it's not. That is actually a silica pearl right there. And she had not, well, none of them had realized that till I pointed it out. And so that I want to make sure to point that out in mine, so that anyone who else didn't know that, now you're aware. So so we go into the cave, and again, poor widow and mama don't didn't grapple as well and end up succumbing to one of the drops. They just got a little too close to the bottom. So me scoot forward a little bit into this as we get going. So in here, I'm finding out that we still have PvP is still enabled, even though we're all alliance together. I was trying to help kill stuff, and my shotgun just almost killed Spoopi. Um, but I had shot her legs off instead. So, but we get through the cave. This was actually, I mean, a really easy cave. We didn't have much we have to kill. Um, we just had some people that struggled with the grappling part. So like right here. So we're trying to just clear this last spot because we just got to grapple over to there, and we're pretty much at the artifact. Yeah, so there's the artifact, and there goes Mama. So, and then I think Widow or Throttle, I forget which. But I think both end up dying. Um, oh, yeah, that was Widow. Yeah, so yeah, we lost two in the same spot. So, all right, so I'm going to move on to the next one, which was, the hard cave, and there was so much drama with that one. Oh my God. Let's get to that part. All right, so we get into the hard cave, and uh, so for the trying to get the artifact of pain, and so we all bring our tames inside, thinking we're going to be safe and get everything set up. And Spoopy decides she wants to do pull a page out of the monarchy textbook, where we're all going to run in naked initially, so everybody can kind of see it, experience it, and then we'll go back in with our tames after that. She had brought a Giga to for once we get into the big parts, and I had one in my pocket in case we needed it. But we were primarily going on See, I think we had mostly berries, and I think we had a war pig with us to heal, um, as we needed. But this is where we also start running into the first glitches, where just couldn't see tames. Like she throws her Giga out, she couldn't see it, even though we could, and that'll come up again uh, when we get into the tech cave, which you'll see in a minute. So yeah, Spoopi's running in naked. We're all behind her. Um, and she bites it pretty quick. I made it a little bit farther, um, and so we're laughing. It's funny, It's a nice nice way to just kind of get it started. But then we go in um, to the cave, and I'll bring you back in a minute. So here's us trying to get through parts of the cave. So you see your Giga there. Um, so and the Giga's getting kind of bloody. But we're working our way through the cave. And so she's got the pig to help heal. And so let me bring you back in a minute when we get to the next part of drama. All right, so this is where the drama gets going. Apparently, we've got the Christmas event going on, and an abominable snowman came into the cave and killed her RG. My RG's dead, and we both had all kinds of stuff on it. Um, Mine had, but the bag on mine disappeared, which I'd have been fine if I just had lost the bird. But I had all kinds of stuff on that bird, and there was no bag. It just disappeared, and we were all irritated about how we lost all of that for no reason. Um, so yeah, we just could not find it. We ghosted. We did everything trying to find it. Yeah, but we ended up finding her stuff, her bag, for her RG. But it was brutal. So, but we go back into the cave and we get it figured out. And so let me bring you back towards the end of the cave. Okay, so I get stuck and die. Spoopi grabs my stuff, but we're right at the artifact. You can see it right there. But so we finally get this cave done, and it really wasn't bad. It just the glitches and having that abominable snowman coming into the cave and taking out our tames was just irritating more than anything. So there, I'm back. I grab the artifact. She gets one, and then we fight our way back out of the cave, and is done. So we had losses. Almost all of us died at least once, but we get through the cave, we get done, and now we're ready for the dragon fight. So that's where I'll bring you back to. Okay, so here we are heading into the Alpha Dragon, which I'm going to say, with the patch that just came out the other day, they said the Alpha Dragon was getting an alpha damage reduction buff. So we've all agreed to say we beat the Alpha Dragon, because this is before that patch. So yeah, we it was close at times. Um, Now see this, here's the visual glitch again. We all see all of our tames. She can't see anything, and it's bizarre. We'll see it again in the tech cave for me. She can't see anything. This fight ends up getting a little tight in the beta fight that we did. We had a problem getting the tames to attack, so that ended up being a little tougher to begin with. But we didn't lose any tames. Um, but so we get the dragon to come down, get them all going on the alpha dragon quicker this time. Um, that's weird. My Yudi looked blue or purple there instead of red like it usually is. Anyway, I'm on the Yudi, she's on the war pig. Now we did bring two pigs into this fight. I think Throttle's on one, and then Spoopi's on one. But the dragon just kept turning to shoot at me and breathe fire on me. Um, so I was running around trying to stay alive. We forgot to take our uh, yeah, watch our health. And yeah, Spoopy gets off of her tame for some reason by mistake. And so she manages to get back on, doesn't die. Don't know how that worked out, but she did. Um, but yeah, we're with the dragon fight, as anybody knows who's done it. I mean, it's a hit and miss deal. You never know exactly how many times the dragon's going to come down. There's times that she said that it where she's gone through and it almost never comes down, or it'll come down for a second and go right back up. So we got lucky. He went up, came right back down, um, and so she's healing her pig, um, and and fortunately Throttle's there to help heal as well. I think we definitely needed it since we had the alpha dragon. Um, but we do lose some theories in this fight. You can see he's not taking near as much damage as he should. Um, just lucky we had again a good saddle that I grinded out the stuff for. So we had probably 325 plus saddles again. Found gotten lucky finding really good blueprints. That saved us. There's no way we could have done this fight, especially being an alpha dragon, without those saddles. And we had veggie cakes on all the UDs, or sorry, on all the theories. Um, and so yeah, she's getting fired on. I'm getting fired on. You can see me running by, trying to stay alive. So we're fighting through this. It was yeah. We just lost the first theory. Yeah, we're fortunately he's down, so we're getting under him. Um, she yeah, her pig's almost dead. I mean, look at that. Her pig is so close. So yeah, he's back up in the air right now. She's trying to heal her pig as much as possible, but that was part of why we brought two. Um, So we're just waiting on him to come down one more time, finish this thing off. And Spoopi's going ham on the shotgun. So we're going in for the final kill. And she can't take another hit or that pig's gonna die. Yeah, I think we ended up losing a total of 6 theories. Um, tried to save as many saddles as possible because of how expensive they were. Because we're going to need them for at least some of them for the tech or for the overseer fight. We take Rexes and theories in with us, and I get stuck and he's like turned towards me trying to fire at me. Um, so I'm trying to get out of there, but we're so close at this point, and he's just about done. There I go, run by. I gotten out from, and there he goes. He's down. Everyone's celebrating. I run over and grab the element and stuff because it's clear back where we come in at. And yeah, we finally remembered the bags, and so we're trying to grab as many as we can. So finally got the alpha. Now all that's left is the overseer, and we're done with the island. So let me bring you into I'll pause and go to the tech cave fight. Uh, so I've oh so we've got so some of what happened with this one. I had unclaimed some of them so that they could ride the Rexes because again, all the teams are essentially mine. We did get a Karcha that Spoopi and I tamed together, and we found another. We bred one to get a decent level. I was worked on that all up leading up to before the fight because we hadn't seen Karchas on the map the whole time, and finally found a decent. I forget it was 140 pre-tame. Um, so I ended up, and when we came into the tech cave, I couldn't see anything. All the teams were invisible again. So I got that visible glitch that Spoopy had and the dragon fight. And so I'm trying to walk ahead thinking maybe they're up a little farther, and I end up dying because I walked into a Perlovia and God knows what else. And so, which is, you know, again, more BS. We had heard that there were already issues with the tech cave. But so Throttle teleports me in. I get my stuff, and we move on from there. So I'm on the Karcha. Um, Spoopy's on the Udi, and then everyone's on a Rex. We bring a couple with us, and the Karcha. Oh, that was the lifesaver. That made this tech cave a piece of cake. We honestly didn't even need to bring extra ones with us, which we end up getting all the way in. We lose one because it goes off to the side. Um, couldn't cryo him up to save him because he was taking damage from the lava. So lost one, not bad, and I'm okay with that. But the Karcha's just doing all the work. I mean, just didn't hardly take any damage, and I'm keeping dumping meat all the time because he just won't. He just had so much. So, so yeah, we've got one war pig with us in the UD, and but we just fly through this without any problem. So let me get to back to the end here. Okay, so here we're at the end. I killed the Gigas with the Karcha. Um, and I jump off the well, I don't jump off the Karcher yet. So I realize we can't uncryo the stuff that we had backup. Um, so what we realize what we have to do is we have to go back up the cave to uncryo stuff at the about midpoint or so, and bring them all back down into line. But at that point, everything's dead, so it's not a big deal. Get everybody back in. They're going up with the first batch, and then I'm following with the theories. So we took 5 theories, 7 Rexes, and a couple of War Pigs and a Uti, I think is what we had. So, um, or maybe it was 10 Rexes, 5 theories, 5 or 6 theories. Anyway, so that's what we mostly Rexes, and we go up into the overseer part. And again, this is where we have not told Mama and Widow of what to expect up here, other than a few minor things, because we wanted them to experience it for the first time, like everybody else, and because you experience that first time killing the overseer fight, and that's something special, and we wanted them without really diving too much into it. So we get up there and we show them. So let me get you back up till we get into the fight. All right. Well, before I wanted to. Well, she's sorry. Okay. So she was adjusting herself, but so we pointed out to everybody that you see all the different boss fight arenas off to the side. We explained to them the DNA hanging from the ceiling, and just the significance of this Hall of Records part. Um, and so now we're headed to the final fight. So let me get you to where we're in there. Okay, so we're heading into the Overseer fight. We've got everybody lined up. We got all the stuff. We were a little concerned. We couldn't remember what the cutoff point was for the time remaining. We knew that once the fight started, we were okay, but we couldn't remember if there was a cutoff on we had to be in the cave or we had to have the fight started or what. That part we weren't 100, so we were kind of rushing a little bit at this point, trying to make sure we get started. So, but we were trying to get um, the make sure all the theories had veggie cakes and we had the Rexes going, um, and the fight finally gets started. And the Overseer fight is really more a fight of attrition. Um, because there's just so much constant damage and he's bouncing around all the time. Um, but we get in and um, everyone's doing fine in here. The only problem that we had is Throttle got stuck somehow. His Rex got stuck and couldn't. He couldn't get off, and he ended up dying. But let me get. I'm gonna scoot forward a little bit on the fight. So the videos are, I know, already getting long. Um, but let me get to a point where a little bit farther along here. Okay, so we're a little farther in. We've killed the dragon once already. I forget exactly where we're at now, but he's doing the laser beam deal. He's knocking us off, and you know we got a couple people focusing on killing the defense units. Spoopi, is taking out drones as well. Um, and then we did not do beta on here. We went straight to alpha. We didn't, we figured this was going to be hard enough. We didn't want to have to run it again. And plus, it was, it's a long fight between get through the tech cave and especially after the things we had problems with the tech cave to begin with. We didn't want to have to go through that again. And see, here's where you can see Throttle on the upper left there. His tame is stuck up there, and then he ends up dying. Not sure exactly what happened, but that Rex getting stuck up there actually ended up being a good thing because it kept pulling defense units and they couldn't reach it, but they were all gathered around it. So we just kind of left it as a you know way to kind of not necessarily cheese it, but keep some of the defense units off the rest of us. So you can see we're about halfway through the fight. I'm back on the Uti, um, and Spoopi's on one of the war pigs. I think I can't remember if we had one or two on this one. So all right, let me get a little bit farther into the fight. Okay, so we're towards the end of the fight. The Rexes are looking. We didn't really lose any tames in this fight, but they were all looking rough. They were looking ropey. Um, by the end, there's always so much going on in this fight. It's just always a little rough. Um, but so we're getting close to the end here. So yeah, Spoopies again going after the drones. We've got attack unit or defense units here. And we've got so the dragons coming out, I think probably for the last time. Yeah, we're melting him. So he killed the dragon. We're just waiting for the shield to go down and for one more push, and that should be about the end of it. All right, so yeah, we're chasing him down. He he's so fast running around. So everybody had a hard time keeping up with it because he was just running around so fast. But you finally get him over here. I think his shield maybe goes up one more time. Yeah, there. And so, but as soon as that shield goes down, we finish him off. Oh no, I guess we do have one more brood mother. I couldn't remember, but I mean it goes quick. Once we get caught up to him, I mean the brood mother goes down fast. So yeah, so once this fight goes down, or once that shield goes down, then we're done. And I didn't even realize. I thought he just disappeared again, flying around. I didn't realize he actually finally died. And the shield goes down. There it goes. The shield goes down. And it's done. Finally get done. So then we get to the cut scene. Now we ended up getting all kinds of issues with this, but here's the final scene. Finally done with the island, and now we're looking forward to Scorched Earth coming out in probably about 3 weeks. This is about mid-March, so we're looking forward to Scorch coming out and seeing new content, and so excited to finally finish this fight. It's been a blast going back through. I've played Ark since it first came out, but to go back through and kind of redo it, and see it all again in a from a slightly different perspective with Ascended has been fun. So I appreciate everyone watching, sharing, and we will see you on Scorched Earth here soon. Thank you everybody for watching.